Hey guys, if you guys need your domination, evos, 12 and O's, whatever you guys need, whether it's online or offline grinding, be sure to hit up Rose NBA on Twitter. The link to his Twitter will be in the description down below. 100% reliable and 100% recommend you guys do it. So be sure to go hit him up now. What is going on, guys? It is your boy Bio2k, and today, man, I'm going to be bringing you guys a video on a little bit of an updated defensive settings, but also how to be better at defense in NBA 2K21 MyTeam. Now, I'm not going to focus up on the gameplay as much. If you guys do want to see a gameplay video where I do play a game of Unlimited and I kind of talk through like the defense and how I play, you know, good defense and stuff like that in Unlimited, you guys obviously know that most of the time your boy can clamp up a little bit and we force a lot of rage quits and stuff like that due to my defense. Offensively, I'm probably one of the worst players in this game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm terrible offensively, but defensively, you know, we got a little bit of lockdown going on. So if you guys do want to see that, like I said, hit that like button. If you guys get like 200 likes today, I will bring that video to you guys tomorrow. But more importantly, like I said, I'm gonna kind of go through some lineup advice and talk about some defensive settings now that we are on next gen. Now, this is going to work for next gen and current gen. Once I get in the actual settings, I'm going to kind of explain what is specifically for next gen and what is specifically for current gen. So, like I said, if this video does help you guys out, be sure to drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and yeah, let's get right into it. So starting with a brand new lineup here, I'm going to kind of walk you guys through, you know, what players should be wearing and stuff like that. But more importantly, I'm going to kind of break down the badges that'll be good or best to have for each position defensively. And I'm going to be talking about matchups and stuff like that once I get in the game. A lot of you guys were commenting on my video yesterday asking how to do matchups and what are, you know, good things to do. So I'm going to give you guys some tips there. For my point guards, though, what I like to run is Stephen Curry and Bob Cousy. These are 2 point guards that you guys can see that do have 3 of the most important badges to have on a point guard, and Pick Dodger, Clamps, and Interceptor. These 3 badges are really solid. Pick Dodger obviously helps you get through screens. Clamps is by far the most important badge to have. It basically means that you can stay in front of people on the wing when they're running all over the place and stuff like that. Interceptor is really solid as well because it's going to actually help you jump passing lanes and whatnot. And yeah, so as a point guard, those are like the 3 like most important defensive badges that you want to make sure that your guys have. Now, if you guys want to use somebody like Damian Lillard that doesn't have clamps, all you need to do is pair them in the backcourt with somebody that does. My two shooting guards that I do like to use are John Havlicek and then a guy like a guy like Latrell Sprewell. These are 2 defensive gods that are very solid that you can easily switch the matchups with, and they will be able to clamp up. You guys can see Pick Dodger, Clamps, Interceptor. John Havlicek is a very solid card too. You can badge him out to get Heart Crusher and Intimidator, excuse me. Those are 2, again, very solid badges. Now take a look at Latrell Sprewell, same thing, Clamps. He does have Pogo, Pick Dodger. I don't know if you can add them, but I think I'm pretty sure they're silver, and he can get them upgraded, so you can add Heart Crusher and Interceptor and Intimidator to him as well. So you guys can kind of get the feel of like how I like to run my 1 and 2s. 2 very solid guys that all 4 of these guys are very solid offensively as well. Obviously, you run your offense to your point guards, and then you have these guys on the wings that can easily knock down some shots, but also get some pretty good dunk animations at the rim. Now, this is where, again, I'm going to be talking about the small forward and power forwards. This is like kind of depending on how your play style is, in my opinion. So you guys can see in the starting 5, I do have LJ Baylor and Draymond Green. Draymond is obviously one of the best defensive players in the game. I do like letting him, you know, stay down low, obviously, because when somebody drives in, if they run into Draymond, it's like running into a wall. That Draymond does not get beaten very easily, so I do really enjoy using him at that spot. Now, Elgin Baylor, this is where it's, again, once we start talking about matchups here, your small forward is going to come in handy, especially when it comes to playing defense very well. Taking a look at his badges, he is an Evo card, so you can't upgrade any of the badges or anything, but he already comes with what you need. Comes with Pickpocket, Pick Dodger, Clamps, Intimidator. I don't think he has Interceptor. I could be wrong. He might have it on silver, which he does. He does have it on silver, but mainly what you guys want is Intimidator, Clamps, and possibly Pick Dodger. I mean, Pick Dodger is kind of important, but I would just make sure you guys definitely have Clamps. Like I said, what you're going to end up doing is putting your small forward on your opposing player's point guard. And again, off the bench, we have Kawhi, a very solid player as well. Same thing where you guys already know what Kawhi can do. I mean, Heart Crusher, Clamps, Interceptor, Intimidator, like it doesn't matter. Kawhi is going to be all over them and be able to clamp up. Now, off the bench, you guys can see I am using a guy like Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce, you can actually badge out to be very solid. He comes with Clamps and Pick Dodger already. And then when you scroll down here, you guys are going to see that he actually does have Heart Crusher and Intimidator, which you guys can upgrade as well. That's a very solid option. I don't know if he gets really anything else. I don't think you really need anything else. He does come with Pickpocket as well. But you guys kind of get the point where your 3 is going to get obviously put on the 1. But in the paint, Intimidator is very, clutch. I like running Pierce because even though he's not really the best defensive card, he's got a knockdown jump shot, especially next gen. His jump shot got improved a little bit so he can actually shoot 3s. So that's just kind of why I run him there. But obviously good alternatives that you guys can run in the paint are maybe guys like Amari Stoudemire. I don't really have like a lot because I sell my players, but you can run Giannis, Larry Bird, Paul George. Like there are so many cards that are in this game now that you guys can run in spot of Pierce or in you know what I'm saying. Now, this is where, honestly, like, a lot of you guys are going to be like, why do you have Blake at center? This is, like, a matchup nightmare for me, as in, like, it's going to be to my advantage. Taking a look at his badges, though, you guys can upgrade. Once we scroll down here, he already comes with Gold Heart Crusher. Like, that badge is insanely important to have on your center or your big man. What that does is every single time you get, it says a highlight play, so anytime you get, like, a strip steal or you get a big block in the paint or whatever it is, you are going to be able to get... your entire opponent's team is going to go cold, which is really clutch to have. But more importantly, if you badge out Blake like I'm still planning on doing, he can get Pickpocket, Pick Dodger. Clamps is really solid to have at center. You don't really need it, but it is kind of nice to have. Interceptor and Intimidator are the 2 most important badges. Interceptor, you'll be able to pick off a lot of cross-court passes. When people run through the paint and they try to whip it, sometimes your centers will just be like, and they'll just catch the ball, which is really nice to have. But Intimidator is really nice as well because when somebody drives in, you're going to be able to get a fake contest, really, and they will miss. Tireless Defender is cool. You don't really necessarily need it on your center, but you can also see Dave Cowens off the bench. This man has a lot of good defensive badges. Comes in with Hall of Fame Intimidator, has Brick Wall. That's not really a defensive badge, but it's really nice to have. Rim Protector is really solid. Pick Dodger, Clamps, Heart Crusher, Tireless Defender, Clutch Defender. And then taking a look if he can get anything else. He does get Interceptor and Pickpocket as well. So you guys can kind of see like what you guys want to kind of do there. Now, there's a lot of good big men in this game already. Like George Mikan, I still think is very usable. D-Rob is very nice. I'm just taking a look at all these guys. Marcus Aldridge is cool. He actually is a little bit better defensively than I thought he was going to be. Amari Stoudemire is very nice as well. Outside of that, though, there is a few other guys you guys can go ahead and use. I'm just putting these guys here because I'm going to hop into a game to kind of break down the settings for you guys. And literally had to pick the one guy that didn't have a contract. You hate to see it. But yeah, I just kind of want to go to the collection here and just kind of show you guys. There's a bunch of different options that you guys can run. Like Wilt Chamberlain is a very solid center as well. Let's take a look. Let's take a look elsewhere. Josh Smith, if you obviously have him, if you guys did decide to lock in for him, he is a very solid choice as well. I want to go more towards the idols here because I think there is some options like I said, like Giannis, that is a very solid choice. Paul George, he is obviously very solid as well. Flashcards, KG is very good. You do have, Boris Diaw is actually very solid if you do badge him out. Tim Duncan, Zion, like you guys get the point. So when you guys do load up into a game here, obviously you have all these different things and stuff like that. Now, a lot of you guys are like, Bio, like where do I do matchups and all that sort of fun stuff? And we're going to get there, I promise. I'm going to walk through everything with you guys here in just a second. So when you guys go to defensive settings, this is honestly where this is obviously what you guys are here for, is the defensive settings. Now, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Do not do any of these. These things just mess up everything. Just leave it at custom and then do obviously your own stuff. Don't worry about what 2K is trying to do. That's just gonna like mix you up, I feel like. Everything I said before is gonna be for current and next gen. As of right now though, this is where I'm going to be kind of separating it a little bit here. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is stuff for current gen. I feel like a lot more of you guys are going to have that. So this is going to be focusing out more on current gen. So for that, what you guys are going to want to do is you're going to want to put this on smother, and then you're going to want to put this on tight. Again, this is for current gen, not next gen. I'll explain the difference in here in just a second. So on ball pressure, you're going to put this on smother. Off ball, you're going to put it on tight. It's going to help prevent your opponents from getting wide open threes and stuff like that. Current gen is more for shooting, so I'm telling you guys to do that because it's going to help you out. Now on ball screen, you're going to want to set this to go over. This is going to be kind of the whole meta defense now, or the whole meta offense is to just 3-point hunt again. It went right back to that. Whites drop in left and right. So you guys want to make sure you put this on go over. You guys will obviously fight over screens, and you will be able to get contests on some threes. Now, on ball screen for the center, this one you're going to put on go under. Go under is actually very important to have on this, because what this is going to do is it's actually going to slide under. And you guys can see the setting is for the on-ball defender when the center is the hedge defender. This is going to help obviously prevent your opponent from also running to the rim. So you're going to be able to fight over screens, but also get under them as well, and make sure that you guys aren't, going to be getting wide open dunks and stuff like that. Now, everything else you don't really need to touch. I could sit here and BS you guys and say, oh, you need to, do this and this. Like, no, you don't need to do anything. The only other thing you guys need to do is when you scroll down here and it says drive help rules, you want to put that on no help. This is going to prevent your guys from just running down the corner from no reason. And stuff like that. Like, it just definitely just make sure you have this on no help. Now that's going to apply to both things, so I can't even stress enough why you guys need to make sure this says no help. So again, for current gen, smother on ball, tight on ball screen is go over, on ball screen for the center is go under, and then you're going to scroll down to where it says drive help rules and put it on no help. Okay, so now this is where we're going to be talking about next gen defensive settings. Now this is where honestly, like, it's going to kind of look similar, but there is going to be a very big difference here. So right away, I'm going to just skip over those first two for a second. On ball screen, same thing. This is going to be go over. This one is going to be go under. You're going to scroll down to drive help and put that off. So those three are the same. So those three are the same for both. Now, the big difference is going to be the on-ball and off-ball pressure. So if you guys haven't played next gen yet, or haven't really seen the gameplay of next gen yet, the biggest problem I would say for next gen gameplay is slashing. Slashing is like super overpowered. For some reason, you just get, contact dunks and posters and like alley-oops and like all this stuff just non-stop, and it really it's very frustrating to play up against. If you guys saw me play limited yesterday, that is what happened. I just kept getting dunked on left and right, and it was just very irritating. So on-ball pressure, you are going to put this to tight. Now, the reason why you're going to put this to tight is because you're still going to be able to close out on threes, but a lot of people don't know this, but backdoor cuts on next gen don't work. If you try to tell somebody to backdoor cut, the minute they start cutting, your guy just throws the ball. So if you have it on smother, there's still a chance that your guy is going to get beat on a backdoor cut. If you leave this on tight, if your opponent throws that immediately, your guy's going to be able to play that and get that steal. Now, I realized I actually said that backwards. So on ball pressure, it is going to be tight and tight for both of these. Now, this is the thing, like I was saying before, how I was saying about how you don't want to get beat on backdoor cuts. That is for the off-ball pressure. The on-ball pressure is going to be basically to prevent blow-bys. Now, obviously, even with clamps and stuff like that, your guys are going to be able to stay in front. Sometimes they're still going to get stupid animations and stuff like that. But having this on-ball pressure on tight is going to leave like a little bit of space in between your guy and the ball handler. And what's going to happen is, like I said, it's going to basically prevent them from just running right past you. Now, if you don't have clamps, they're just going to blow right by you anyway. So you obviously want to make sure you're sliding on the corners and stuff like that to obviously play some better defense. Like I said, I will be bringing a gameplay side of defense if you guys do want to see a breakdown of that. Excuse me. But yeah, so I apologize about that. But either way, for next gen, it is tight, go over, go under, scroll down, and then you are going to put it on no help. Now, as far as doing matchups goes, current gen is a lot easier, obviously, to set it up. There's literally a matchup screen where you can do it. Next gen is a little bit more complicated because you have to go to defensive settings, and then when you hit R1, you can scroll through all the players on the other team. You guys obviously can see that I'm in a domination game. But what you guys want to do is you want to set it up as a 3-1-2. What that means is you're putting your small forward on the point guard, your point guard on the shooting guard, and your shooting guard on the small forward. What that does is it kind of helps you, with a little bit of size matchups and stuff like that, but it also helps prevent people from not only running around with their point guards, but also it's going to help prevent you guys from getting blown by left and right. So, for an example, Luka Doncic is the point guard for this team. I'm going to be putting LJ Baylor on him. Now, what happens is when you hit R1, you're going to go to the shooting guard. That is where you have to scroll over and put your point guard on. And then when you go to the small forward, you want to click this over twice and put your shooting guard on them. So if you do that right, it should be your small forward, then your point guard, then your shooting guard. Now, we're going to get into the game here, and you guys are going to see how those matchups work and stuff like that. Again, I am in a domination game. It's nothing too serious. But again, I want to show you guys that because that is honestly the best way to prevent blow-bys and stuff like that. So I'm going to let them get the ball here, and with hopes that you will see Baylor running up, and you guys can see Baylor is on Luka, Curry is on Harden, and then Havlicek is on Kawhi. What this is going to do is, like I said, it's going to actually help your team play a lot better defense and stuff like that. You guys can see you're kind of okay, you know what? Like, what do I even know about defense, bro? You know what I'm saying? What do I even know about defense? Clearly, I know nothing about defense in this game. It's all good. But anyway, I'm going to give them the ball back here, and then you guys are going to kind of, actually, no. Let me foul really quick. Let me foul so you guys can kind of just see how the matchups work. Basically, though, like I said, when you are playing online, what this is going to do is it's going to actually put your matchups in kind of more of a favor towards you. A lot of people like to run around with Curry, and, you know, guys like John Stockton. And if they're running around with guys like Curry and stuff like that, what's actually going to happen is if you're going up against a guard, or if you have a guard going up against Curry, you're going to get torched for the most part, no matter who it is. So if you have a good small forward like LJ Baylor, John Havlicek, Paul George, you know, any of those guys, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to actually match up a little bit easier. Not that many people run around with their shooting guard, so that is a good spot to hide your guard, especially if you're using a guy like Lillard that doesn't have, to make this even more aids. Tomorrow, like I said, when I make this video, you guys can see when you press up, I mean, they're going to give the ball to Harden, but normally what happens is when people inbound the ball to their point guard, you're going to have Baylor there, which is going to be even more annoying probably for your opponent because you're going to be able to have a better size matchup and stuff like that, and you're going to probably help you. It's probably going to help you guys win a lot more games. As always, though, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, be sure to leave a like on it. Like I said, 200 likes today, and I will be bringing you guys a video tomorrow of in-game tips about what I do to play defense and how I clamp up even better and stuff like that. So if you guys do want to see that, you guys already know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and yeah, peace.